my Cherryful chariots. It's nice to see all of you again. As you can clearly see, I am not in my usual location. That is because I'm currently in a fucking closet. If you recall, Walter's back now, so, yeah, he's not happy at this very current moment.
Oh, Sarissa, come out. I haven't found Yahim or the other two you brought into my damn castle. But trust me, all will be fine. I have a demonic Magido with your name on it. Come out, yoo-hoo! I'm sure whatever Matthew did to you will be less worse than what I'm going to do.
So yeah, as seen, he's clearly not happy. So I probably will not be around for too long, so instead what I'm going to do is provide all of you with a compilation of all my best moments throughout the year of 2023. For those who may not know, I basically started this channel officially during this year. Although it says I started the channel in 2015, but that's besides the point. I officially became a content creator around this year, around 8 months ago. So I wanted to thank everyone for staying along with me for the ride. Perhaps maybe this year we can potentially reach the milestone of 1,000 subscribers. And if I'm very lucky, maybe even more. So thank you all so much. Also, the like count on the what song is best in each Castlevania game is starting to scare me, and I have a feeling I'm gonna have to live up to that obligation. But anyway, enjoy. Boo! Did I scare you? I didn't? Well, shit. You know, I thought describing Choco Island would be an easy task compared to the others, but frankly, when I finally sat down to think about what it was, I was stumped. Because either we are driving in a giant land with nothing but mud and or dirt, or are we driving on a damn literal island of shit? Alright, now that we have the beach wrapped up, I'd say we go to another course to dry off. Now let's try to find a more suitable location to dry off that isn't me freezing my damn ass in the damn tundra out of all places. Seriously, what do you take me for? The fucking Coca-Cola polar bear? Now we are here today to help describe how this Bowser Castle makes it so itself. Other than the fact that each of the Bowser Castles are different layout-wise, sometimes they are either made by competent and passionate developers, while others are made by mentally challenged snapping turtles. Take a gander as to which. Now that I am done being Peach for the hour, can someone be a Mario and take me to another fucking castle? Not a castle, but a great improvement from the last two. Now we are going places. You know, I wasn't really expecting this, but considering the amount of country I get myself unknowingly wrapped up in, I probably should have. This is bullshit. We follow the main protagonist, Hector. However, we will get to him in a minute.
I should have known this bitch aura was emanating from you.
What? Hobo? How did you find my fucking castle?
Dude, you're in the middle of the woods, your castle is taller than your ego, and on top of the fact there's fucking storms all over. How hasn't anyone found you?
You know, Kobo, just because someone is correct doesn't mean they are right. Besides, an even better question I have is, why are you in here?
First off, calm your edgy tits. Secondly, I came here to tell you to stop being a poopy simp baby and stop being a live-action role player. Or, in better words, LARPer.
What? I'm not a fucking LARPer.
So you don't deny you're a poopy simp baby?
I'm not that either.
So, Kerbo, did you end up finding where this bitch energy was coming from?
Yeah, we have been looking everywhere for about 20 minutes and still no bitch.
You brought more moronic clowns with you. God, if I wanted more people in my castle, I would have sent a party invite. Now, if another son of a bitch enters my castle, I will break every code of the damn Minecraft Geneva Convention.
Hey, so I heard you were finally talking about Castlevania. That's awesome, dude. Congrats.
We are going to go through the following categories: story, characters, gameplay, enemies, bosses, visuals, music, and finally, the conclusion.
And fatherlessness.
But Isaac tells him the following. Like hell you did, Hector. It was in fact I who lured you here. In fact, I could kill you where you stand if I so wished. But since you are weaker than a felon's McDonald's application, you could kiss this revenge fantasy of yours goodbye. You couldn't even protect that woman of yours. And yet you believe you can defeat me? How ludicrous. Get better, Scrub, I'm out. Deuces.
What just happened?
We finally arrive to a room where we meet the famous Trevor fucking Belmont. Are you serious? Oh, this should be good.
That crest! Are you the Devil Forge Master?
That whip. Could he be?
Answer me! Are you the Devil Forge Master?
I am.
Then this is the hour of your death.
Now, not to say I would be into that sort of thing, but Hector, being angsty, asks Jermaine as to why he should put any effort into answering his question. Jermaine then tells Hector to be cautious of trusting Zed, which is a bit of foreshadowing, but I'll shut up. Hector reminding me of a certain... well, you know. Hector hides behind a tree and watches Jermaine and Zed have a Twitter argument.
You can't speak on things pertaining to fate. It is best to keep your mouth shut, or else that wouldn't be very Lego piece 6226749.
Oh, really? I know what I'm doing. But aren't you the person guiding the boy? Seems a little suspicious, don't you think?
I'm not doing anything out of pocket. Besides, I'm just helping a man whose mind is already made up.
Sounds like a hypocrite.
You know what? I think I've had up to here with your shit. It is time that you fucked off!
I'll always come back. Until the day you finally admit that Juiced is the best Belmont.
What? So, you have finally reached me. It's still too early. Your weakling energy is radiant, but matter not. I'm bored anyway. So let's see how much power you gained back. After that fight, we get a new cutscene where he says the following. Oh, how pleasuring. Your power has truly begun their return. But it still ain't shit!
Brother, stop!
Julia! Brother, you say? How am I supposed to claim him as my own, damn it? Hector then asks Julia why she hasn't just asked Trevor to do it. Because, you know, he's of sound mind. Trevor calls bullshit because the only way to open the room is using blood from the Belmont clan. However, he then has an epiphany and realizes that Isaac only fought him to get access to the Belmont blood and, in turn, the hidden chamber room. Yummy. FBI, open up! Oh shit. If you ever have read the Curse of Darkness manga, you would see that his outfit has degraded to the point where what we see in the game is the final product. Not that I'm complaining though, because Hamana is fucking hot. Also, who gave this fucker a machine gun? Aww, look how happy he is. What a demented fuck. Granted, this game takes place in the Balkans, because everything in the Balkans is chaotic.
So, are we still looking for your father?
Then we have Luigi's Raceway, which I would deem the most boring if it were not for the fact that there are more courses that fit that title. But hey, we aren't here to discuss whether or not a course is shit. We are only here to describe how shitty it is. Essentially, this course is just a glorified Mario circuit. The only difference is that this theme is about a guy who only knows how to take an L. On par with being the most boring, it is also the shortest course in this game, so I suppose your misery wouldn't last too long. Since this course is pretty brief, I'll try to keep this explanation short. Like the course. Now this is beachfront property that is worth the money. Shame I would be cooked like a damn omelette, but oh well, we all must enjoy the little things in life.
Get this shit off me!
Alright, I think I've had my fun with this beach locale. Besides, those crabs are up to something. Anywho, I suppose we are now off to our next destination. You know, just because this joke happened the first time does not fucking mean it will suddenly become funny the second. Now we arrive at Frappe Snowland, the only destination where the developers thought it was a revolutionary idea to name a snowing environment a type of coffee. The jokes write themselves now, don't they? So other than the fact that this course has a giant snow Mario sculpture and snowmen that have more explosive force than the fucking Sarbomba, and small snowmen that are sporadic throughout the course and function as sentient landmines. So if I were you, I'd say keep your child away from the Christmas decorations around here. He lived a long life. God forbid, the traffic here is just absolutely ludicrous. Every time I need to cross somewhere, there's always fucking trucks and shit trying to go on. You know what? I'm a vampire. Fuck it. Who needs mortal coil and mortal limitations? I'm sure the rules were probably there for no particular reason. Sherbetland contains these fine qualities. It has glaciers, but knowing the climate from the 90s to now, those fuckers are probably gone by now. It has small ice islands, it has a lake, and... oh no. It also contains an ice cave, which is home to the most cutest, yet most little annoying ass fucking penguins. So yeah, it basically took what Bowser Castle came before it and heavily expanded on the premise. Unless your name is Wee Bowser Castle, in which you blatantly copied from your predecessor. Then again, I am a Castlevania fan, a series notorious for copying itself. So what ground do I really have to stand on here? The answer is none. Alright, what did he put for number 9?
Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest.
Like fucking hell this is number 9. The fact that this isn't in top 3 is honestly astounding. Fuck it, I'm gonna have a brain aneurysm. What did he put for number 8?
Castlevania Chronicles. The music didn't hit the same as previous installments.
I know each person has their subjective tastes, but Did we play the same fucking game? You mean to tell me that not only are there 4 versions of the original soundtrack, all of which have different sound fonts and in turn sound different, and yet somehow you mean to tell me not a single song for you clicked? If we are arguing based on poor music quality, then Castlevania 64 would be up here. Oh my lord, this argument is moronic.
And the visuals were extraordinarily outdated.
I would like for you to take a look at these screenshots and tell me which screenshot is from Castlevania Chronicles. I shall give you a second. Figured it out? This picture is from Castlevania Chronicles. The rest are from Symphony of the Night. If you got it wrong, then congratulations, you now see how stupid this man's point is.
Really, if you played Symphony of the Night, why did you need Chronicles?
This is like saying if you played Final Fantasy X, then why play Final Fantasy XII? In short, it's also like saying Final Fantasy XII is bad because Final Fantasy X looks different. It means this argument is stupid!
Castlevania Legacy of Darkness.
Oh my fucking god, you put the same fucking game again. This placement makes no sense for the sole reason that Castlevania 64 is in 10th. So why the fuck exactly, 3 to 4 placements later, and only now do we see Castlevania 64 Plus? Do keep in mind that this list comes from a supposed fan of the series. I'm not saying he's a fake fan or anything, but I'm not calling him an authentic one either.
Are we technically putting the same game on here twice?
Yes! It's like saying Symphony of the Night on the PS1 and Symphony of the Night on the Sega Saturn are 2 completely different games. Do you understand how nonsensical that is?
Castlevania The Adventure.
As to how? This game is not the bottom of this barrel of dog shit. Oh my lord, what Colombian cocaine are you snorting? Because whatever it is, it could be the only reason as to why this crock of shit is in 4th.
So how did the sequel falter so badly?
I'm sure the reason you are about to give is coherent and won't make you sound like a dumbass. Also, it's evident that you probably never played these 2 games before. But don't worry, neither has the fucking Netflix anime team.
Well, for starters, you put Castlevania in a modern day setting. You don't do that. That's not what makes Castlevania Castlevania. You don't do modern anything. You don't. You just don't. Seeing Castlevania in a present day environment just pulls all the gothic and majestic aesthetics the series has been known for. It just rips it right out and you're just like, oh, it's The Last of Us, but with castles.
That was about the dumbest crock of an excuse that I have ever heard to justify someone hating this game in my entire fucking life. The setting! Not the story, not the music being pretty mid, not the characters and how they act, not the fucking voice acting and how Gabriel sounds way too fucking edgy. No, the main and true criticism of this game is solely the setting. Literally, this argument could also be applied to these games as well. But you never see anyone doing this, because A, these games are heavily loved by the fans, and B, even with the settings that outside the realm of Castlevania, the core elements and style of Castlevania is still present. Like, come on, I dare anyone to pick up either one of the Sorrow games and tell me the game is shit because of the setting and how un-Castlevania it is. It won't happen because the argument is stupid and doesn't sound reasonable. Plus, Lords of Shadow literally has 2 eras that you travel to. The past/dream realm, which is just the Castlevania that we are all accustomed to, and then the modern day Castlevania City, which is just large portions of the original castle turned into a metropolitan city. So in short, this man is a fucking moron!
It ends up looking like any other ordinary action game. Combat adds nothing interesting, degrading into mindless button mashing and violence. This was basically Castlevania trying to be God of War.
If that was the reason you hated this game so much, why aren't the other 2 Lords of Shadow games here? Look dude, if you needed a game to put on the list and you never played it, you could have just said so.
Castlevania Judgement.
Imagine putting this game on the bottom because everyone hates this game. Couldn't be me.
However, the biggest issue with this game is how it goes full-on anime with its character designs.
What does that shit even mean? Do you mean to tell me that these games are dog shit because they have an anime art style? Well, regardless though, imagine cherry-picking Judgement out of the selection of games that does what others have done and choose to single it out for something that the other games already did. Look, if you don't like Death Note's art style, just say that. But do not say the game's art style is bad because it's an anime art style.
Every Castlevania character has gone through a drastic change in appearance that resembles nothing of their original designs.
I think it's safe to bet to call bullshit.
Simon is now a moppy-haired dude in leather with exposed abs. Alucard looks like a Monty Python LARPer. Maria Renard is some dopey little girl who looks like she could be in any kind of anime. And Carmilla, okay, well, you know, her looks look a little bit, you know, justifiable. I mean, as Carmilla, she's supposed to look sexy in some weird ways.
No the fuck she's not. Unless you find a fucking floating head attractive, you can't give exemptions to a rule you made up, let alone the rule actually stand. Simply saying everyone else's design sucks because you give basic-ass descriptions of their character that were already done in prior games, mind you, and then to say that Carmilla is excused because you believe she's meant to be a big-titty vampire bitch, not only are your rules incoherent, but you also inconsistently follow them. So in other words, hop on board the hypocrisy train because you, sir, are writing in first class. Okay, call me Eurocentric as you please, but frankly, the Italians really know how to make a city. And food, of course. God, I wish I could eat garlic bread. Yes, I prefer Dry Ruins over Cooper Caped Crusader. What of it? Now we have the final course I had saved for this slot, that I originally thought was going to be in Wave 3, and was wrongly usurped in Wave 4. Get your hands together for DS Airship Fortress. Yes, I'm one of those people. I love Airship Fortress. I love it so much so, I blew up France in its name. So at last, I leave you with this. My name is Cereza Valentine, and I hope you had a cherryful time. Wait. Hold on, what's going on here? Where am I going? What? We're in space now? Why the hell are we in space now? Where are we going? How did I even get here? Well, this is my life now. It's pretty quiet up in space. I wonder what Castlevania games they have in the shuttle. Well, there is no harm in looking. Wait. What the hell is that? Oh, son of a bitch! It's a fucking rock!
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world!
Ah, Richter Belmont. I don't know if you noticed, but the Smash Brothers invitation is that way. It seems you got the wrong location. Because I know not if you're aware of this. However, this is my castle.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
You know, for a Belmont, you're awfully wordy. And not in the good way. And besides, what does a Belmont know of saving mankind? If anything, a Belmont only prolongs the fate of darkness to return to lands. You know not of what you speak. And besides, your words have as much meaning as a banana peel to a French nobleman. But I've had enough of our little squabble. Hellfire Inferno! So, look, I know this looks bad, but trust me, there's a reason for it. As I was going to say before getting severely magic rolled plus shield comboed, did I forget to mention that this game is also highly overrated? Harmony of Dissonance was the first great Castlevania game since Symphony of the Night. Yeah, I know what I said. I'm Cereza Valentine, and stay Cherryful. Where the fuck is my house? In what better way shall my boredom be cured but with Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? Specifically, the Booster Course Pass. I don't think that would cure your boredom, hun.
Silence. Humanity will suffer the same way I suffered.
I wanted to stab 500 people at that moment. It seems, once again, Mario Kart Wii has won this bout. If only I actually felt like a winner when playing that godforsaken game. Enjoy this compilation of both old clips and new clips of my experiences from DK Summit. You know, Walter, I can't stress this enough. Your kindness is very showing, and I'd like to thank you for allowing me to stay in your castle for a bit while mine, gets, renovated.
Anything for a fellow vampire such as myself. Besides, I'm sure we can find a common interest while you're still here.
What can there be to talk about? I mean, I'm sure we have stories aplenty to tell each other, considering our mortal lives grant us this grand opportunity.
Well, considering that we're both vampires, great ones at that, this question must be asked out of curiosity. Who is your arch enemy, or do you have a nemesis?
An arch enemy, huh? Well, there was that group of fiends that broke into my castle earlier on. However, they're more so nuisances rather than actual nemesises. I'm stumped. Perhaps you can tell me your nemesises. Maybe that way it'll help re-jog my memory a bit.
I, on the other hand, have plenty of people that I want revenge on. Well, firstly, I want revenge on that traitorous Death, that sly Grim Reaper betrayed me for another, and that other being Matthias Kronqvist. I too want revenge on him. I heard now he goes by the name of Dracula, which should make things oh so spectacular. And what, to call himself the king of all vampires? The king of the night, when I held that title first? How pathetic. But those two do not hold a singular candle compared to my hatred towards that Belmont.
Belmont. Oh, I remember now. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, come on, Sarissa, it's a Game Boy game. What do you expect to come out of a Game Boy game? Oh, I don't know, fucking Pokemon? Considering by this point we've already had one bad Castlevania game after a really good, decent one, we honestly did not need two simultaneously back-to-back. Now you must be wondering, what makes this game so awful compared to the wide variety of games that encompass Castlevania's legacy? Well, let me fucking tell you. However, it wasn't until recently that I picked up the game again, as I was in a Discord server with a group of friends that were interested in seeing me play a game. Now, when I tell you that this game literally took my soul, crushed it, chewed on it, fucking ingested it, shitted it out, chewed on it again, and then spit it back out, I fucking mean it. And considering that it was on modern platforms, it amazed me that it's running worse than any NES game that I've ever played. So the fact that this one Game Boy game is managed to make my CPU run at a maximum of 2 frames per second astounds me. When I tell you that Stage 2 was one of the most annoying experiences to go through, especially on a Game Boy system and especially on the fact that it ran on 2 FPS, it was the worst. I had to cross multiple different bridges where there were monsters that had eyes on them that were constantly rolling onto the bridge, and if you were to kill them, they would remove a chunk of the bridge, making it a freaking platform hassle. And if enough of them are killed on that bridge, congratulations, you can now no longer move on, you might as well kill yourself. And on top of that, this stage's main gimmick is the rope. And dear lord, it is so pathetically slow. And the fact that you're not able to capitalize on being able to hit anything while doing the rope animations, and considering how slow you are to climb, enemies will constantly take advantage of the fact that you're still on the rope and you can't do anything about it. So you will constantly lose health for the dumbest of reasons because you were not able to attack back. And on top of this stage is a puzzle. You are supposed to figure out in what direction you're supposed to go on, with no subtle hints whatsoever, so you end up having to do sections of the level over and over and over again. But you can't do it forever, no, because there's a fucking time limit. And his pattern is so predictable, I can guarantee you frickin' Balloon Boy from Five Nights at Freddy's could do it. Stage fucking 3. Now, this stage's gimmick is that you have to be super precise on your timing, because there are literal walls that can close in on you with spikes, and on top of that, the hitbox in this game is not very clear, so if you even touch like an invisible pixel of the spike, you're dead. And on top of that, you have to do very precise jumping, which I don't know if you know this, but in any Castlevania game where precise jumping is necessary, it's awful. The experience is awful, and it will always be awful. Once again, another example of an inconvenient enemy spawn or placement, considering that most of the enemies that will be freaking dog shiting on you for the entirety of the game are these weird little creatures that spit balls that freaking lag up the game. Oh, did I forget to mention that the spike's instant kill? The main threat of this game is the stage itself and your capabilities being limited, considering how A, laggy the game is, B, how precise your jumps have to be, C, how fucking slow you walk, and D, considering that you have to consider every potential freaking possibility before literally doing anything. And then luckily, to finally conclude this freaking game, we have Stage 4, which if you thought that all your problems would have ended at Stage 3, no, they just carry over here. It is one of the most ludicrous and bullshit fights I've ever had to deal with, because his entire gimmick is that you have to balance yourself on the stupidest platforms I've ever had the discourage of fighting. I only was able to beat Dracula through gimmicks. And I had to cheat my way into actually beating him by freaking spamming in one spot particularly just so he wouldn't go to the other side. It was mind-numbing shit, but this is the kind of things I had to resort to just to freaking beat him. And thank God the Anniversary Collection had a freaking save state feature, because if I had never had the save state feature, I would have lost my humanity and never have been able to recover. Before I forget, this game's story is practically non-existent. It's literally just you going to Dracula's castle, killing him, and getting some random mumbo-jumbo at the end of the game, calling it an ending screen. But apparently, on the Game Boy, Castlevania The Adventure was the first Game Boy title to reach 2.5 million copies sold. And to those 2.5 million, I am so sorry.
Wow. Jeez. I can acknowledge that Leon was bad in my opinion, but it seems that Christopher Belmont, or whatever you called him earlier, is far worse in that pedigree. I mean, look at you. You practically lost your sanity over him.
Thank you, Walter. It's very much appreciated. No matter how many brain cells I use to try and like this game, it's just impossible. There's just nothing about it that is appealing to my eyes.
Ah, I see. Well, in that regard, I know what will both cheer us up. A good meal, as I'm quite famished due to that whole rant you were going on.
You know, Walter, I don't neglect that idea. It sounds like a good one, especially after all that. Also, by chance, do you have the Forgotten One in your basement?
Ah, you're referring to Matthew.
Thing had a name, let alone call it Matthew.
Yes, it always had a name. Just that everyone who went across it just called it the Forgotten One. Unfortunately, I haven't seen him since Leon battled him.
Ah, it makes sense. It's possible that ever since Leon battled him, he hasn't been able to recover. Which, considering that his name is the Forgotten One, sure, it makes sense. He's not called the Eternal One or anything.
But now I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh well, it can't be important if I forgot.
Now there, you are correct. You can't exactly call something important if you can't recall it to begin with. Now come on, let's go get some flesh. When is anyone going to realize that I'm still down here? Nintendo, I know us British people have shit weather, but this shit is ridiculous. Nintendo, I know the best things to come out of the great lands of England were David Bowie, Stonehenge, tea, and the Eye of Sauron, but come on! Oh, what a sight! Rock Mountain. Now, I'm sure we all have a question that we have in our minds. How the fuck did Nintendo screw this track up? Well, don't worry, because I have the answer. Fucking Play-Doh textures! Now, is it fun? 200cc, all mushrooms on, you'll be traveling the universe from start to finish in no time. Yet somehow, I'm sure Romanian will be quicker. Why am I not surprised? Guys, Boo Lake isn't even that bad. Chill out. Ugh. Seems like the crowd isn't going to shut up anytime soon. Soma, you know what to do. They scream beautiful architecture. Minus the wall, of course. It's just a fucking wall. Which, in both versions, they did something cool in. Because you see, the devs cut out certain sections of the Berlin Wall and replaced them with womps. Which I find very cute and pretty clever. Hey Walter, guess what I found?
Please do not tell me you found my secret succubi stash.
What the... No? What even do you mean by that?
Do not worry about it. As long as you have yet to find it, there is nothing to worry about. Now, what was this thing that you found?
Oh, don't worry, Walter. I will question you on that later. But, moving the subject, I have found the 2 prototypes for the next 2 collections that will be released by Konami.
Ah, quite interesting. May I have a little sneak peek to this? Oh. Oh, hell no.
And that is what the next Castlevania game is gonna be. And by next game, I of course mean the next collection that we're getting. Cause probably the next game we're gonna be getting was when we're all fucking skeletons in our grave. We now then had the Advanced Collection, which was nothing but the GBA era of Metroidvania games. And that one weird exception of Vampire Kiss, but whatever, it's there. Now honestly, I think it'll be finally great to see a portable version of Castlevania Lament of Innocence. And, hopefully, they actually remaster this game so that models don't look like, you know.
Welcome!
And the other being Moonlight Rhapsody, which was a Chinese exclusive mobile game that for some reason got canned. When you look at certain aspects of it, yeah, I can see why. You have your own ideas as to what the next collection could be? If you have any, please leave down comments below, as I'm sure I will probably read them. No, probably, I will. Bitch, I will read every single word.
Those were, some interesting thoughts you had.
I thank you, Walter. I had many time to think about it, especially considering that I'm still waiting for my castle to be rebuilt. Like, seriously, what the hell is taking them so long?
Then... shit. Whatever it may be, we have more things to talk about for as long as you're still here. I also thank you for awakening trauma, you prick.
Oh, sorry about that.
It is fine, it is whatever. Just try not to mention that name ever again. Thank you.
Alrighty then. Also, now that I remember something, isn't there another person who lives in your castle?
No. What do you mean?
Like, I could have swore that there was someone else living in the castle just besides you and Matthew.
I assure you, there is no one else other than us living in this castle. I can 100% attest to this.
Oh, that bitch is talking about me, isn't he? Right. What do I have planned today? Minions? Any ideas?
Perhaps we can talk about Final Fantasy.
Oh no, that's too basic. I need something special for our special occasion.
Oh, I know. We can do a power scaling video of JoJo characters.
Somehow that's even worse.
Perhaps we can do a video about Mario Kart.
Ah, I see. Quite the brilliant idea. Then people wonder why I only pay you. However, it wasn't until recently that Nintendo decided to unveil Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which basically is just a Wii U version, but with everything unlocked for free. Let me ask you this. Are you all fans of Yoshi? Good, 'cause I'm not. Plus, if you ask me, it's the better F-Zero track that this game has. Then we have DS Cheep Cheep Beach, the rip-off of Cheep Cheep Island. I think Mario Kart 8's version of Rainbow Road is a fantastic rendition of Rainbow Road. Hear me out. Alright, now we made it to the top 5 of this list. And I have a feeling I already have a gun pointed to my head. Then we have Dolphin Shoals. Now we have Electrodrome. If a course like Thwomp Ruins were to replace its spot, it would be the best cup in the entire game. We have GC and Dry Dry Desert. Now, this course is my favorite desert track in the entirety of the game. Then we have the other F-Zero track, which frankly, it's pretty weak. And it's also one of those tracks where I got a very funny moment from, but other than that, I can't really continue on to say anything nice about it. And I think it's strange how we haven't seen a Hyrule Castle in that design. The only castle that I can really say has that design is Twilight Princess's, but I highly doubt that this castle is meant to represent Twilight Princess in any way, considering that the link that we got was from Skyward Sword. So, what gives, Nintendo? What on God's green earth is taking my men so long to build my damn castle again? You know what? I think it's best to make a phone call.
Oh, Count Valentine. It's a pleasure to hear from you.
Oh, Dr. Scholes. I wasn't expecting you to answer the phone. But since you are here, can you mind updating me on the status of my castle?
Especially at this very fine and opportune time.
Why? What's wrong with my castle?
Oh, absolutely nothing, Count Valentine. There, I would never dream of it. However, there have been slight delays in the construction process.
Define delay.
Well, you see, there was a slight accident in repairing one of the castle's towers, and it led to, not so great, outcomes. But don't worry, the damage wasn't too granular. We should be finished in no time at all.
Oh, so then you can give me a date as to when I can come back?
Well, not necessarily. I'm bad at giving predictions. But just understand that the construction of your castle is well managed and nothing terrible is going wrong whatsoever.
Fine, Dr. Scholes. I have my faith in you. But if I so much as find out that all of you have been slacking off in building my castle while I sit here day by day in Walter's castle, knowing not what the fuck to do, I will have all of your heads.
Understood, Count Valentine. I hope your stay in Walter's castle is going very well. Bye-bye now.
Ugh.
Have I caught you in a busy time?
Oh, hey, Walter. Mind that we talk?
Ah, it's one of those days. Well, what do you want me to talk about, specifically?
I don't know. Tell me about your anger towards Matthias Kronfist or something.
Oh, I can go on for days talking about that Matthias Kronfist. He's a schemer. He's manipulative. He's overall a cunning person who managed to deceive even those in my higher court. 'Twas then that I learned that I will never look at death ever the same again.
You forgot to mention that he is drop-dead gorgeous.
Yes. Wait, what?
Glad we could finally return to talking about proper Castlevania content, instead of me just doing reactions to things.
Oh, come on!
Today's subject, Dracula.
What is a man?
And it will also be my birthday. He always comes back one way or the other. Sometimes he's just there, while other times the kitten wants their daddy. Some of his most famous appearances are from Symphony of the Night due to the game's memorable line delivery. Order of Ecclesia, where he finally had the realization that maybe standing in one spot throughout the entire fight isn't a viable option. There have been many interpretations of the character as the franchise has progressed. Some good, some bad, some are Kid Dracula.
I should have known you wanted me to bring on Matthias for a reason.
Shut up. Now, you must wonder, why mention this? Well, glad you didn't ask. If you remember all of the other Draculas throughout the series, you would know that there is hardly any instance where Dracula is known to orchestrate events or be, you know, clever. Now, this could be written off as Matthias' descent into madness, as although he is hurting, yes. Granted, a little dumb to try and convince Leon into joining you when you practically just outed yourself by saying that the whole reason Sarah died was because you wanted revenge against the man upstairs. 1. Matthias turned himself into a vampire, either through using Walter's power via the Crimson Stone or through some other means, because the whip told him so. Meanwhile, Matthias not only has a clear and set goal, but he also manages to complete said goal without anything going awry. Minus Leon not joining him, but that's more so the turd in an otherwise perfect lawn. But, since we are comparing motivations, let's compare in chronological order. Matthias. Get revenge against God for supposedly killing his wife by attaining the life of a vampire, hence immortality. Dracula's Curse Dracula. Never delved into. Curse of Darkness Dracula. Wants revenge on Hector for betraying him. Adventure Dracula. There is no reason. He just comes back because the whole every 100 years legend. Adventure 2 Dracula. Possess Salil? Yeah, I don't know his primary motivation here. Castlevania Dracula. Once again, no motivation here. Simon's Quest Dracula. I'm not even touching that. Harmony of Dissonance Dracula. Technically isn't Dracula, so yeah. Rondo of Blood Dracula. Get women, I guess. Symphony of the Night Dracula. Keep the fight for Lisa's revenge. Some form of motivation, but it seems that Alucard is more affected by her death than Dracula is.
I'm coming, mother!
Order of Ecclesia Dracula. Tonchanoa? Yeah, there isn't much here either. Bloodlines Dracula. He isn't even the star villain here. He could have been absent from the game and not much would have been missed. Portrait of Ruin Dracula. None. Again. Sorrow Dracula. He's a teenage boy now. Wait, what? Now, I know it's rich saying that Lament of Innocence is the pinnacle of character development, especially when most Castlevania games, besides maybe any of the games that came after Castlevania 64, have struggled in the story department. Need I mention the very famous Walter quote?
Welcome!
He even tried offering eternal life to his friend, knowing that Leon must be going through the same thing that he himself is going through right now. Only problem though, is that the person giving Leon immortality wasn't the same person that orchestrated his fiance's death. So yeah, you kinda goofed on that one, Matthias, to be quite honest with you. Also, I know this video is about Matthias, but Leon dropped one of the best quotes in the entire series in this scene.
Yes, I'd be lying if I claimed otherwise. But defeating him... no. Preventing others from suffering the same cursed fate. That was Sarah's dying wish. Granting my beloved's wish. That is all I can do to prove my love to Sarah. Eternity without her would be nothing but emptiness.
This quote can be argued for what Matthias would become throughout the entire franchise. A husk of what he formerly was. Because he chose to spend an eternity on Earth with hatred only in his heart, rather than die and spend an eternity in heaven happily with his wife. Twice. He's hot. I'm gonna be honest, I kinda made this whole video just because I think Matthias is very hot. Ow, son of a bitch! Both in short, I love Matthias' design. I think Ayami Kojima did an excellent job in bringing this character to life with her work, and gave me something to worship. Oh, come on, Walter, why are you looking at me like that?
The fact that you made me bring up my arch enemy just so you can worship him for 14-ish minutes in my own house astounds me.
I could talk about Leon if you like.
Don't you even think about it. I've heard enough ramblings out of you for today.
Perhaps I can be on your good side again if I do a video on you, Walter. Perhaps that could make up for me talking about Matthias for 14 minutes?
Perhaps.
Excellent. But if you don't mind me, I'm a little beat, so I'm going to head off to nap now.
That sounds fine for you, I suppose. Wait, where'd she go? Oh, Cereza, no, you're going to the wrong room. That's Matthew's room.
Huh? I'm sorry, Walter, I couldn't quite hit... Shit. Alright, everyone settle down. Alright, it's Mario Kart prediction season, and I need good predictions, and the only people that I can think of that can give me that result is myself. So, I'm asking all of you to give me your input. Future me, what do you got? If my future sense is right, we should be seeing Diddy Kong and Funky Kong coming to Wave 6.
I object to that notion.
Oh, come on. What is so ludicrous about it?
The very fact that you're relying on two Kongs to show up as the final characters in Wave 6 is utter debauchery. There can only be one Kong, and they have to be paired up with a new character, and that new character has to be Pauline. There is no indiscernible fact that it cannot be the case. Oh, it seems the jester has thought of a good joke.
Oh, you are surely mistaken, my kind friend. As you see, you are all wrong.
Excuse me.
It's going to be a random pick. Both new characters. My guess it's going to be Nabbit and Monty Mole, because Nintendo does like their surprise picks.
Oh, heavens, mighty the clownery. You are all predominantly wrong. It has to be one of a monarchical status, and frankly, I can only think of two concurrent characters that could fit that bill. Personally, King Bobomb and King Womp as the new playable races to come to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the Booster Course Pass Wave 6. I bid you adieu.
The fact that this entire thing spurred up because I wanted predictions just makes me want to P3 myself. Wait, we're missing one. You, what are your opinions on the matter? I think we ignore that one. Everyone was saying that the R course that we didn't know what it was at the time was going to be based on Rio. So, in addition to all that evidence, everyone thought that Rio was going to come to Mario Kart Tour with Lakeside Park. But oh god, couldn't they be wrong? Hell, under that same video, I got mocked for putting Rome in my initial predictions. But guess what? Karma's a bitch, and the future is very telling. I never said I wasn't petty. Because I felt very wronged by DS Mario Circuit's inclusion back in Wave 4, and I still do. Yes, I'm aware. DK Mountain has some similarities to DK Summit, but you know what also has a similarity to DK Summit? Mount fucking Wario. New Nitro track called Piranha Plant Pipeline. What is fucking Nintendo's weird obsession with piranha plants recently? As initially there were going to be 3 Nitro spots, however, recently that has changed due to a little highway. I guess a nice sort of trivia is that everyone believes that this was the original test course on the original Mario Kart DS, which, yeah, I could see it. If that does end up being true, that is a freaking nice little callback. Now all we need to see return is the N64 town course that... wait... Now, I'm sure there are many places in this world that start with the letter M, so I'm going to highlight some of them for you now. Now we have the final course of the Spiny Shell Cup. Now, this specific spot recently has garnered some form of controversy, considering that Moonview Highway was added in Wave 5, and considering that we only had one more Wii track after Cooper Cape, people feared that the final cup would not have a Wii track. But don't worry, your fears are unfounded. And those are my thoughts on all the courses that I think will show up in Wave 6. Wait, where the fuck did everyone go?
Oh, right. They left.
Wait, what? When?
As soon as you mentioned Airship Fortress.
Are you serious right now?
Well, last time I checked, I'm not really a jester, so I'm not that good with jokes.
So I was explaining nothing to just you for the past, like, what, 14 minutes?
Yup.
Speaking of you, why the hell are you still here?
It's not like I have much of a choice, considering my current state.
I see.
But if it was solely up to me, I would have joined everyone else when you mentioned Airship Fortress. Wait, no, I was kidding.
And remember, everyone, stay cherryful.
So, I'm sorry about Matthew. I'm sure he didn't mean it. Sarissa, please, you've been quiet for a week or two now. There has to be something you'd be willing to talk about.
Sir Bernard.
Ah, you must be Sarissa's butler. Can you help me with something?
Surely. What is it?
I need to get Sarissa talking again. It gets eerily quiet without her talking about something odd. Plus, I need something to drown out Matthew's screams.
Understood.
Huh? What the hell is this? Harmony of Dissonance?
Best Castlevania game ever made?
What the f***?
Greetings, my cherryful chariots. Glad to see you all alive and well. I wish I could say the same. Being the second Castlevania game to come out after... whatever the hell this was. It is the third Castlevania game by this point to adopt a Metroidvania-style game, that would be adopted by the grandfather of Metroidvania himself, Symphony of the Night. Before I can jump into it though, I have a disclaimer to provide. This review is based on my personal experiences with the game, so things that I experienced will in some way differ from anyone else's experience with the game. This also means I probably went about the game in different ways than some people might have. Just to leave that here in case someone decides to say my experiences are wrong, just in case. The basic gist is that this game takes place 50 years after Simon's Quest, which in all reality, a more fitting name would have been Simon's Curse and just have Castlevania 3 be called Trevor's Quest, but whatever. It's then stated that Juiced was selected to become the next heir to the Belmont's hunt for Dracula relics, for obvious reasons. After that, Juiced rushes into the castle, but not before getting chased by a giant suit of armor that eventually falls into the Shadow Realm. Juiced comes into contact with Death, who takes notice of his soul, realizing that he is a Belmont, in case you haven't fucking noticed. Juiced takes notice that the figure in front of him is the real Death. Well, nah shit. Death confirms this, which also confirms Juiced's initial suspicion that this was Dracula's castle. Don't know why you needed Death to confirm this for you, instead of all the monsters surrounding the place, for that to confirm that to you, but epic, I guess. He says that the power that is flowing through the castle isn't Dracula's. Whatever could that possibly mean? Well, tough shit, because we don't get an answer and Death just leaves. Juice asked him if everything is alright, as he kind of just standing there in a daze, which I'm surprised hasn't gotten him killed yet. Juice declares that they will go together, but Maxim says that it'd be best if the two of them split for Lady, as it would allow them to cover more ground. I don't know about that one. Anyway, pretty obvious Maxim has never seen an episode of Scooby-Doo. Juice finds two things. A room where he can put furniture in, and another with a random guy selling body pillows. Juice asks this man why on earth is he selling stuff in a place like, oh, I don't know, Dracula's fucking castle? The merchant, who mind you, never gets a proper name, tells the story about how he wandered into a random fog and that he is how, magically, showed up in the castle. Juice still tells him that even with that, it still doesn't make sense to start up shop. The merchant replies back to him saying that he couldn't find an exit to the castle, so he just said fuck it and started a store. Which makes me wonder, who was he going to attract as a customer exactly?
Oh, what a good day to have you come, my fine Spectre. What can I interest you in?
I would like the premium version of the Alucard body pillow.
Ah, you're a soul with taste. Alrighty then. Here you go.
Why, thank you. Goodbye.
Maxim, why is your background red? Why is it red? Like a Twitter user, Maxim says something vile to Juiced and then runs away to not face any form of repercussion whatsoever. Juiced is left very confused as to the person he just spoke to. Finds Maxim. Again. Bro, what the fuck is going on here? His reasoning for doing so was because Maxim wanted to be stronger than Juice so that Juice could live a life of calm and relaxation from his family duties. Aww, how noble. However, he also explains that Juice told him about the legend of Simon and how he required the remains of Dracula to remove his curse. You can see where this is going. Juice ends up back in Sky Walkway, and guess who he finds there? That is correct. Maxim, of course. Which stops Juice's advance towards him. Maxim D wishes death and flees, and where he once stood, now stands the boss, Shadow. And seems Maxim sitting against a wall. He calls out to Juice, as Juice calls back to him, making sure that it is the real him this time. He also says that he is unsure if the real Maxim knows if he even exists, which considering Maxim's behavior, yeah, I don't think he does. Ignore that I said that. Once defeating him, Juiced enters the next room where Lydie awaits with only what some would call divine patience. The two exchange for a bit, and Lydie mentions that Maxim took her there for safety. I will now display the very look Juiced displayed upon hearing this. Juiced, wishing to not add on to that, urges Lydie that they go now. Lydie agrees, and they make it out of the castle safe and sound. Psych! You thought it was gonna be that simple? Death shows up out of nowhere and snatches Lydie like how a clown snatches children. Hello? Anyway, the next thing he says is, when something is dear to you, its effect upon you becomes immeasurable. Need an explanation? Yeah, I fucking figured you would. So, what Death is referring to here is possibly, in order to cleanse Maxim's soul, Dracula would require something to give him more power. That thing being the blood of a supposed young virgin. Only character to properly fit that bill would be none other than Lydie Erlanger. Not only would this help in getting Dracula's strength up to his standard, but on top of that, Lydie is dear to Maxim, which would probably A. kill Lydie and kill Maxim's spirit, and B. strengthen Dracula's by twofold, making it one of those situations where it's a kill two birds with one stone sort of deal. Did that explain everything for you? Great, because I'm not going to explain it again. Juice fights Death, and Death lets out one last fuck you to Juice before exploding like a damn firecracker. forcing him to defend himself. Now where have I seen this before?
Gained. Wait. I have no reason to fight you.
This is your reason. Defend yourself!
Tells Juice that he did all of this to try and rid Juice of his cursed and eternal fate of fighting Dracula. Because, you know, normal things friends do. But Juice tells him that it's water under the bridge, and that he simply is just glad that everyone made it out of the situation unscathed. Well, for the most part. Juice being the absolute Chad that he is. Remember that supposed bite mark that Juice said was gone? Well, that was his source. Speaking of the whip, there are collectible items for the whip that the player obtains throughout the game. Stuff like the bullet tip, which basically allows you to shoot fireballs, similar to how he does it. And lastly, the energy circle. Need I say more? You have your standard sub-weapons like the cross, the dagger, the axe, holy water, and the holy book, aka the Bible. Next is the insanely useful Wind Tomb plus Sacred Fist. For a small sample of your magical soul, you too can do a Hadouken that is ridiculously overpowered. The last Sacred Fist combo is the Summoning Tomb plus Sacred Fist, where Juiced embodies the spirit of the first Hokage and summons the power of Hinduism and launches a grand volley of punches all over the screen. Next is Electricity Tomb plus Holy Water, and holy shit do I feel like Zeus! Spectres. Once again, predictable, but sometimes they just slip and manage to penetrate you with their big sword. Wait a minute. Get out of invincibility, you piece of shit! Other than that cool introduction to the fight, it's really nothing special. It's just giant bad. Only thing helping Legion here is that he is cool looking. Other than that, this fight can easily be cheesed, and well, it's Legion. And if you are inexperienced, he will probably kill you, but that is so rare that it makes the Magna Pena squid look common. Number 11. Shadow.
Maria.
Maxim offers difficulty, fun, and some possibility for someone to want to punch their computer. The second phase is actually pretty cool, as you get to ride death and use that against him, which I'm sure will cause some people to be stingy and think they can get away with hitting him willy-nilly. No. Last time we saw him, he had fallen into the Shadow Realm. All in all, is Harmony of Dissonance the perfect Castlevania game? Yes. You thought I was gonna say no, didn't you?
Well, that was definitely expansive. I had no idea you had that much to say about a game that hardly anyone remembers.
When Juiced is involved, how can I never find good things to say?
Well then, glad to see that you are out of your cast.
Yep. However, one small problem.
What would that be?
All of my bones are still broken.
Oh shit.
Now, I was excited, and I couldn't wait to hear a release date. There wasn't a release date on the trailer. Wow, by golly, who would have expected this course to be in last? Now, if you're wondering, why is it so bad, you may ask? Great and fantastic question, I can't wait to answer it for you. Now you must be wondering, what was my reaction? I fucking hated it! Now, I've heard the reason as to why the sun doesn't set in the Mario Kart 8 version is because of lighting difficulties and how Mario Kart 8's engine with lighting is complex and how it would require extra work to make it work. Now, this argument makes sense, don't get me wrong, but like the problem is that it also doesn't make sense whatsoever. Also, if this lighting was gonna be a serious issue for the devs, wouldn't you think that they would have just picked a different GBA course instead of Sunset Wilds, like, oh, I don't know, Yoshi Desert or Cheap Cheap Island? Those two would have been very much contemptible in Wave 5. Hell, I argue that the best GBA course to fit this spot would be Yoshi Desert, because we haven't had a desert course like Dry Dry Desert in the entire Booster Course Pass. It's better than having a frickin' Calamari Desert knockoff. Oh my god, I knew this track was going to look awful. Who would have thought that the course that looked terrible in Tour was gonna look terrible in 8 Deluxe? Who would have thought? It's not like I called this out once before and then everyone just kept insisting that they wanted Koopa Cape in because, you know, it's Koopa Cape. No, totally not.
Foreshadowing is a narrative device.
Everything that had a Koopa on it in the original is now no longer present. Like, now instead of just Koopa Cape, it's just Cape. What the hell, Nintendo? Also, some part of me finds it very hilarious how we had one Wii course that uses grey rocks, but now we have another Wii course that uses yellow rocks. Can you tell which one looks nicer? Also, this whole texture problem would have been completely avoided if a certain desert course got in instead of, you know, this. But oh well, I'm just dreaming, it seems. Having a storage room in the bottom of the ship, but then also having an aquarium underneath the ship, which is a real safety hazard, Daisy. Oh my god, one of my friends is gonna kill me for putting Squeaky Clean Sprint near the middle of the list. Like, don't get me wrong, for a Nitro track, it's good, but... like, come on, it's a bathroom. What can I say that's already been said? Vancouver Velocity looks amazing in 8 Deluxe. The bridge section, the drive across the town, the ice skate arena. I do wonder though how it would have looked if it kept the sunset though. But oh well, I guess we'll have to see another freaking alternate universe when Nintendo decided to keep it to sunset. My god, this track has one of the best Tour City music tracks I have ever heard. It's not beating Berlin Byways, not by a long shot. And look at that, the rocks aren't yellow, Nintendo. It's almost as if the rocks only look awful on other tracks because they're fucking ugly yellow. Now, I know everyone had their initial doubts about Athens Dash considering it wasn't a conventional city course. Like, it didn't focus on Athens, the city itself, more so just one specific monument in Athens. When the music is just as good as the course itself, it genuinely feels like I'm on an adventure, or if I'm gonna become a Greek freaking god by the end of this. Hello? I could have sworn that I heard something. Oh well, it wouldn't hurt to do a little double check around the area. Let's see here. Oh, what the fuck?
You are a bloody fool. You fell right into my trap. Wait a damn minute. You're not Walter. Who the hell are you? And what are you doing in his castle? Let alone not in a basement somewhere.
Nah shit, Sherlock. Can you get me out of this damn cell you've made out of your swords, please? Dear Christ. Well, in case you have yet to notice, I am a vampire. Count Valentine. And of course, considering from your eye color, you must be one as well. May I get a name, please?
Well, since you asked so kindly, my name is Yachim Amster.
Yachim. Oh, you're that vampire I was thinking about the other day. Yes, it had to have been you. 'Cause I remember there being another vampire in Walter's castle, but I couldn't quite make that out. But, since you are here, You are the vampire I was looking for.
Wait, hold on. You have heard of me, so let me get this straight. You knew I existed. Yet, you never came down to the Dark Palace of Waterfalls and didn't even bother to freaking free me.
Well, in fairness to me, I only said that I knew of your existence, not of your location. But since you now just mentioned that you were trapped in the Dark Palace of Waterfalls, how did you get out?
Why? Are you with Walter and just going to imprison me again?
No, not really, considering it's more of a curiosity question, if anything. And besides, the more vampires in a castle, the better, am I right?
I'm not so sure about that last part. But, if you're here, where's Walter?
Oh, him, he's...
You know, I wonder if Cereza likes her cilantro with her arm soufflés. I'll add it to the basket.
Interesting. So, let me ask, why are you in his castle? Don't you have one of your own?
Well, about that...
Oh, I see now.
You never answered my damn question.
Oh, right. Well, you've heard of Matthew, correct?
Yes, we're very well acquainted, and considering that you just brought him up, I now know exactly how you broke out. No need to go any further. But, since you are here, I'm not going to allow yourself to be inconvenienced by you doing absolutely nothing. So you will hear me ramble.
Oh, this should be great.
And lastly, I won't be going over the Lords of Shadow trilogy. Because fuck it. Also, let's be honest. The only reason why Bloody Tears represents Simon's quest to so many is because the amount of blood coming out of your eyes after the amount of bullshit this game puts you through. So yeah, the winner in Simon's quest is none other than Monster Dance. You forgot this game existed, didn't you? Yeah, don't worry, I did too. If there was a god, I don't think he was here for the making of this game. Fuck it. The best song in this game is Renan.
Now wait a damn minute, I thought this was aisle 6.
Shit.
If we see Dino Juggle.
Bro, I'm gonna kill one of you. I don't care who it is, I'm gonna kill one of you.
What? Have any of you played this game?
No. No.
I know all of its secrets and junk. I wonder if they're gonna pour over every single secret. Like,
what you wonder?
Like,
you wonder?
All I can tell you is that I saw a YouTube short where it went over one of the characters' jiggle physics and how it's gone now.
Boo.
No, I don't think Boo's in this game.
No, you don't understand what I'm saying.
No, I did.
Okay.
Do you know?
Did you know that Mario RPG was where originally
I'm trying to hear. What is this?
Oh my god, this...
Chapter 5?
No. Can we finally do taxes as Princess Peach? Oh.
Bro, what is this fucking Nights into Dreams looking ass villain, bro?
Okay, say what you will about like Balan Wonderworld. That game had good designs at times.
Somewhat. Game still ass. Bro, turn to Ruby Heart, bro.
There's another piece of open for...
You know, stop.
Don't.
Oh damn. Alright, I'm invested.
Bro.
I'm invested. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Shut up.
My aesthetically pleasing character.
None of you ever guess my ideal type. Never. What the what?
Yo, is that Rising Kingdoms? Did you know I have like over 14,000?
Bro, why would you put anime in no! The immersion's ruined. No!
You ever played Fire Emblem?
I know.
No, something about like the Crusades with like an anime art style just not work. It is so interesting how they're remastering or remaking some of these DS games without like the bottom HUD.
Oh, where's the first game though?
No.
Why didn't they do the first game?
Cause no.
Generic, yeah, that's it. It just looks like a regular building.
They're going to the jar.
Stop! Stop!
Oh no!
Do not put Mio in the jar.
Stop it! We have a new amiibo figure to announce. God, I just got what you said. What's this?
Shit.
Secret 99! Secret 99! This is totally it! No, you can't do this to me, dude! Wait, you can't just throw me in F-Zero game! No way!
Returns as a 99-player battle
Oh shit! Oh shit!
099.
No, you have to give me something
Race
else,
on
please.
classic F-Zero
Bruh.
courses with machines. Everyone's in
Yeah.
for wacky time. WarioWare Move It.
What the
Launches
fuck?
on the Nintendo Switch
I know y'all
system
saw that
November
shit.
3rd.
Bro was twerking. What the fuck?
Now on Nintendo eShop.
You weren't the only one.
The final wave is
Come
racing
on.
in. Here's a sneak peek at Wave 6. The
Oh my god.
final wave of the
No!
Mario Kart Deluxe
Fucking
Mario
no!
DLC.
No! 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 Oh my fucking god! No!
From the Mario Kart Double Dash game.
Oh, Diddy's back. Oh shit! They actually had a Diddy.
Funky Kong.
Are you kidding me?
And from the Mario Kart Tour game, Pauline.
How lovely.
And also,
Oh,
King
shit.
Jet.
Oh, come on!
Wave
King
6
Bomb died for this.
Deluxe.
So, Sarissa, you said you were a vampire, right?
Yeah, why?
I simply had a question. How did you obtain your vampirism?
Ah, it's a complicated story, really. Long story short, I came into contact with the stone that granted me my vampiric power thousands of years ago.
The ebony stone?
No, the stone itself wasn't black.
No, it cannot be. You obtained the crimson stone?
No, not that either. The crimson stone was a byproduct of a failed attempt to create another stone. That is all I will leave it at.
Interesting. So what powers do you possess?
Well, other than having the strange power of attracting old folk, it seems I have the ability to summon creatures at whim.
Oh, that's kinda cool. Is there a limit to it?
Well, I can't just summon shit I make up. It has to exist or has existed in order for me to summon it.
Speaking of which, when do you think Walter will come back?
Great question! I have no clue.
Didn't you say he was shopping for something or whatever?
I mean, yeah, but I don't think it would take this long.
Now this is why I let other people handle my shopping.
Why, hello there.
We all know that Julius Belmont is the strongest Belmont in the series. We know that Alucard is the king of plot armor. We also know that Dracula is possibly the most powerful vampire in the series.
Where's the drama?
What if I told you that the most powerful character wasn't a Belmont, wasn't Dracula, and no, it's not fucking Alucard? This character being none other than the teenage reincarnation of Dracula himself, Soma Cruz.
I don't know why, but I have a feeling there is a very subjective reason as to why you say this.
Listen here, fuckwit. I already have water on my ass judging me for every damn little thing I obsess over. I do not need another vampire judging me for the same shit! Where you have characters like Julius Belmont, who is, once again, the strongest Belmont, or Shinoa due to her capabilities with glyphs, or Alucard because God forbid he doesn't have plot armor. Except for the fact that Soma has access to Galamoth's soul in Aria of Sorrow, which allows him to do, I don't know, be immune from being stopped in time? Let's just say that. So it's the same kind of stand as Star Platinum. Then there's the Chrono Marge, where he can just... Point being, as far as damage is concerned, Soma is packing. Some are utility based like Flying Armor and Black Panther, which are basically just either gliding across the screen or going as fast as fucking Sonic the Hedgehog.
You're heavy!
Now, you may be wondering, that's great, Sarissa, but I can clearly see that there is an MP bar right there, and it's being wasted. So clearly, Soma can't use his souls forever. Wrong! There is a small piece of jewelry that is located in... wherever the hell this is. Next, you may think that this has only showed up in Aria. Wrong again! This reason has heavy ties to a certain character that has popped up every now and again throughout the franchise. And before you say anything... yes, it's Alucard. Now, he showed up again to keep watch on a teenager. Priorities. Now, unlike myself, Alucard isn't stalking Soma for no reason. Wait, you do what? In which, Dracula had to be defeated by the combined effort of Trevor Belmont, Cypher Belnadas, Grant Dynasty, and everyone's favorite Dhampir. In this case, it is Julius Belmont, Yoko Belnadas, and Kid Alucard. I meant to say Alucard. Shut up!
Every god must have their opposites. In this case, just as God oversees light, chaos oversees the darkness.
Why the fuck did I sound like Xemnas from Kingdom Hearts? Now, if the rules that I applied at the beginning of the section were to not be accounted for, then I think it's self-explanatory as to who the hell wins here. Goes to show you how broken Symphony is from a gameplay standpoint, but that's a discussion for another night.
So, you got a nice place.
Why are you in our castle?
And how did you get into our castle? I was too cool for Dracula's castle, which is why I'm here. Okay, fine, I got kicked out.
I figured.
I'm curious. Explain. Apparently, Dracula doesn't like having the better version of himself around. So he got jealous, got into a spat, and now I'm here.
Sounds about right. That old fart is such a Medusa head.
What does that even mean?
That he is a drama queen.
Oh, perfect description. So, what are you ladies up to?
I am no lady, you Eastern paperweight. Well, I'm just waiting for a certain someone to come back with the groceries.
Man, I'm sure they'll be back eventually.
Wait, you're a woman? I am several levels of astonished.
So, do you guys have any rooms to spare for me?
Fortunately for you, no, because one of the rooms is occupied by a giant piece of shit! But, luckily for you, I am in the courteous manner today, so you can stay with me in my room.
Awesome! Well, I can't wait to have a bunk buddy.
I do not have a bunk bed, hence we are not bunk buddies. A spare bed frame and a mattress for you. Make it work.
Okay, that works too.
Right, I need to lead you to it. I'll accompany you on the way there.
Wait, Sarissa, why are you suddenly so favorable to him? Oh God, I don't normally do this, but I pray for that boy's safety.
Bro, did drunk people make this?
What the fuck is this? What is this?
Why is the guy dummy
I don't
thick
know what,
for no reason?
what is this? No. It doesn't help that like.
Why does he have
$15?
Why does he have jiggle physics?
Got jiggle
What?
on his ass!
We got jiggle physics?
On
Bro,
his
what
booty, he
the
has
fuck?
jiggle physics. What is this?
On his cheeks, they're jiggling, dude!
Bro! Yeah, that's cool. It's
Oh,
VR.
sick.
Fuck off. Capcom has actually been cool, I guess. Capcom has actually been great, bro. Okay. They've been killing it with Resident Evil.
Wesker. It's all about the message, Chris.
Did you know that a PlayStation controller has triangle, square, X, and circle? Oh man, I did not know this. Oh. Only problem is Ubisoft.
Can't wait for another Far Cry game.
Yeah. Chrome? Yeah, that's the idea. I'm blue.
Bro, this is literally Sonic 06.
Aww. How long did they say this would be? One of the many planets in the galaxy.
Yes. I am telling you though, if Final Fantasy VII Rebirth does show up, if I do not see Vincent...
As you can see here, the PlayStation 5 and its SSD will move across the city.
Before we wrap up, Square Enix has one more update.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
They're hard at work
Please.
on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yes, 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 yes.
The critically acclaimed Final Fantasy VII remake. Let's see what's in store.
Show us the trailer, damn it. Show us the trailer, damn it. Show us the trailer, damn it. Oh my god, finally, finally. Vincent, 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 Vincent. Suck! Oh my god, he's playable. He's playable. He's playable. Chocobo.
Danger.
Oh my god! You know, it is nice to finally be able to talk to you again after so long. Not fool yourself into believing that this is going to be a common occurrence. Oh please, spare me the gestury. We have a lot of fun together. Remember the last time we were in a room like this? Frickin' Sarasa do that. God, my future dyslexic. Oh my god, jeez, couldn't you just write this in 2 sentences? Yeah, I remember the last time you called me. The last time you needed me was when you wanted to read those long-ass comments that didn't matter in the long run. I was drained after that, you know. Oh, come on. You did just fine. Besides, I think the input many people had under that video was fine. But, since you are here, I require your assistance once again. Me. Hooray! Woohoo! When will the final wave of the booster course come out? It already did. Excuse me, what? I am someone who has been playing the Mario Kart franchise since the DS. If the Nintendo devs really wanted to shoehorn a Wii course this much to replace Pipeline, then I think they should have gone with Dry Dry Ruins, or just, you know, not remove Pipeline. The statues look odd, but compared to where they're sourced from, yeah, I won't be complaining on that one. Then again, it was either this or Hell Inferno, and I think Nintendo chose very wisely on this one. I never fancied it in Double Dash, never fancied it in Wii, but I will say this, I tolerate its existence in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Visually, it looks impressive, but usually, most no-theme courses do look impressive, so unless your name starts with Sherbet and ends in and, then you are just practically perfect in my eyes. My oh my, sure I do love staring at this floor and not directly in front of me. I love the additions of the new obstacles like the fuzzies and the multi-moles with glasses. I wonder... Go watch my Wave 3 video, then come back here. If you don't, I'll send my minions after you. You will basically have a falling animation where your character becomes a meteorite and fall to the planet Earth where you end civilization as we know it. I don't think I have ever fallen in love with a Nitro course in my life the way I have with Piranha Plant Cove. Okay, maybe that was a lie. Speaking of driving... I have always enjoyed the 2D Bowser castles. Except for you, you f- And no, they didn't bring back the sunset and Sunset Wild.
Alright. After hours of work, my masterpiece is complete. Perfection couldn't be more obvious.
Hey, Yahim.
Oh, Soma. Wasn't expecting to see you. How was your daytime rest with old Valentine?
I've seen things. Things I might not ever forget.
Oh. Well, I pity you, boy. Speaking of which, what are they doing right now?
Oh. When I left, she was playing some fighting game. God fucking damn it, Maria Renard, you stupid piece of shit!
I see.
Yeah, didn't help either that I was playing with her and I was just so good at the game.
You got kicked out?
Oh, no, don't get it confused. I just saw myself out. I could tell she was starting to look like Hades from Hercules and I wasn't going to be there for that.
Huh?
Never mind that. Oh, almost forgot. Sarissa told me to call this guy named Walter, to check on how he's doing.
Walter?
Yeah, you know him?
Oh, he and I are very much acquainted.
Cool. Anyway, I'm gonna ring him up.
If you are trying to reach the phone of Walter Bernhard, please leave a message at the beep.
Huh. Wonder what he could be up to.
How in the fuck did I even get here?
Oh, finally! That must be the thing I ordered.
Valentine.
Yeah, ever since its inception, it appeared as if this game was the black sheep of the family, similar to these fucks. However, this game is actually a lot more better than what many would like to give it credit for. You knew this was gonna happen, didn't you? Yeah, this was to be expected. Now, if you were expecting for this game to have a cohesive story, it doesn't. Simon tells him to make more sense because he is kind of... well, you know. After that, Simon's first fight is against...
I will show you the might of House Belmont.
I may not be sure what's going on, but I'm positive I won't lose.
You can't be fucking serious, Simon. Oh! I guess you were! Okay, so, after that, Simon confronts his next challenger being...
Fight me as you would a grown man. I do not want your mercy.
Simon fucking Belmont, what is with you and children?
Pardon, milady, but I will not fight a woman.
Oh, but damn children are above the bell for you, Simon! After which, Simon fights a furry, fish people from Atlantis, and Motaru from Armageddon. So after that, Simon fights Kid Dracula, then after that he fights instant demonetization. Plot, did I mention that this game has plot? Now we move on to Maria's story and, well, it exists. Let's just say Maria would not survive in the 1970s.
Okay.
After that, she encounters Alucard, Simon the child abuser, and soon stumbles upon Chanilla minding her damn business. Oh, all she did was call you little shit! Eric LeShit. Some fight against the people from Atlantis, and soon comes into contact with Cypher Belnades and,
They're huge.
Yeah, folks, it doesn't get better from here. So after Maria chooses to fight Cypher for refusing her status in the Biggie Titty Committee...
Vampire!
Why, hello, sweetie pie. You'll make a nice little appetizer.
I feel very uncomfortable for very obvious reasons.
Even the vampires are bigger than mine!
What are you babbling about?
You know, Camilla, For a very suggestive vampire, I have never seen one so oblivious to on-the-nose comments. Especially coming from a vampire with history of #FreeTheNipple. After that mess, Maria meets Jesus. The two fight, and take a wild guess who wins here. Next story we have to tackle is none other than Trevor's story.
Come.
Simon then expresses how he has always dreamt of a day where he could fight Trevor, and so they do. After that, he soon fights Grant, a horde of zombies, and floating vampire Jesus. Trevor greets Alucard but is unsure whether they have met yet, due to, you know, time shenanigans.
What the hell is this? An empty victory. It is your father I am truly after.
Then why the fuck did you fight him in the first place, you fucking dickhead? After that, he fights Maria. Seriously, what is it with you Belmonts and children? Trevor makes a comment about Cypher's appearance that could either get you cancelled or arrested depending on where or how you said it. Trevor, being the only Belmont in this game who likes to use his hands, agrees to her request, as he himself is curious about her abilities. Somehow, she is given exclusive immunity to hunt down creatures of the night, yet her sisters are not. The Orthodox Church, ladies and gentlemen. It then says that one day, while she was working, she met a stranger. I wonder who that could be. Despite Cornell pleading with her that he isn't evil, Cypher finds every excuse in the book to demonize Cornell, simply for the fact that he is a werewolf. You know, the air is clouded by this dense fog of irony. After beating the ever-living Ansem out of Cornell,
Darkness.
She moves on to fight other beings like
Me fight to live.
Oh, so we're not going over that speech you gave to Cornell about creatures, are we? Cypher, you're a fucking hypocrite. Shanoa replies with a nothing salad, yet Cypher is so determined to believe that Shanoa is a vampire for no particular reason. She is willing to ignore whatever Shanoa might say and simply wishes to persecute her. Ironic, ain't it? He then fights Alucard, Eric, whatever that thing is, and lastly, woman that shall not be named.
That is the true nature of man. We merely gave it a little nudge. Come, show me your true nature now.
God, it's like every time she speaks, it's like my ears want to file for sexual harassment. After defeating Dump in the trunk, for reasons established, Mr. Text-to-Speech is glad to hear that, but they aren't done. Aeon agrees and promptly gets a stab shoved up his ass. Cypher then comes face to face with the Time Reaper and he gets a holy stick up his retard the card.
So, who am I fighting?
Now, before we move on through the story, allow me to get something off my chest.
Why? 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 Why, oh god fucking why?
After that, Eric fights a heretic, a please get away from me, and then he comes into contact with the creator of the lands, Mr. Card. Eric told him that as long as he has the spear, the whip ain't shit. Okay, dumbass, let's see how that line of thinking would get you. After defeating Mr. Card, Eric moves on and encounters Ema Legacy, the reused troop, and Trevor Bellpatch.
Charming. Seems you could use a little lesson on manners.
Oh, thank God, at least someone is gonna teach this little shit. Apparently his father sure as hell wasn't gonna do it. After rightfully getting his ass handed...
Just kidding.
And...
Wow, a huge lance!
we're going to hell. Maria gets weirdo vibes from Eric, but that doesn't stop Eric from asking her to fight. Children, am I right?
But we must decide who will fight him.
Then there's no problem. I will go.
Through the powers of gravitational nonsense, Prick goes through the time gate and fights Professor Reused Assets and comes out victorious. Next in line is none other than Shanoa.
My duty.
It states that right after she's sent by the Order to find this traitor... Who is this man? Why, it's Aeon, of course. It couldn't be anyone else. After that, Shanoa fights a dick, a witch, and the ancient pharaoh... I'm about to come. After delivering the sickest burn of mankind, Shanoa fights Xemnas, the Gilman from the Black Lagoon, and... Oh my god, it's her again. Which is already a qualification to beat the ever-living Christ out of her. Don't worry, Shanoa, you are doing God's work. After beating the shit out of Misa Amane from Death Note... But that is the prologue of Order of Ecclesia knowledge, so I wouldn't get my pansies too much in a twist. And if you are, well then you better be ready to catch these vampiric hands, you fucking mortal. Yeah, after the events of Dracula's defeat, Grant wakes up from an acid trip and finds himself in a place that most people find themselves in after such an event. Florida. Grant is face to face with Saberwolf, woman, and then a walking talking wall.
Fine with me. Hey, big man. Ever been in love?
Grant, where are you going with this?
Love? What love? Love tasty?
Love ain't a snack, genius. Here, why don't I show you? Come on.
You know what? Who needs eyes anyway? Oh, Sarissa, you're not gonna believe this. Guess who just showed up? Isaac LaForez. Oh, for fuck's sake! After spreading his seedlings all upon Golem, he reveals that war was what he was talking about. You know, you could have said that from the get-go, but thanks for the permanent visual damage. Cunt. Anyway, her idea of proving it is a fight to the near death, and upon Grant winning by turning Cypher into a human dartboard, and Jotaro Kujo, if he was obsessed with fucking belts. Grant professes that after getting fucked harder than Eric Cartman trying to get an iPad, Aeon tells him that with time, all wounds heal. Well, thank you, school nurse. Grant comes back around with the realism, and the two fight like two British people in an alleyway. Grant is victorious and goes off to fight the Time Furry and wins over the damned creature.
Dracula's plaything.
My, what a dirty mouth you have. We vampires should be friends.
Oh my fucking god. So Alucard comes into contact with Carmilla, but if you ask me, her name should be fucking Succubus, cause my god is she horny.
Come.
Carmilla basically tries to make a proposition that since they're both vampires, even though Alucard's not, that they should be friends and live in a world of happiness and friendship is magic and whatever fucking nonsense you want to throw out the window. Alucard decides to cut it short and say, shut up, die. After the fight and banishing Carmilla back to the halls of the Biggie Titty Committee's office, he crosses paths with Amnesia. And so Alucard tells Dracula that when he first fought him, he was afraid because the idea of fighting and or killing his father frightened him. Okay, coward. So
Very well, child. Come.
please don't. Upon reducing Aeon to nothing but cinders, and after spamming Soul Steal like an absolute bitch, but I will be fair, I would infiltrate the Japanese government, but for a whole completely different reason. I'm surprised he hasn't filed for a restraining order on me yet. Next in line is Le Fourie, Cornell.
Let's go. Feel the emptiness.
He saw a man, whom many refer to as Aeon, but me personally I like to call him Jesus. Aeon says yes, but never provides any explanation, but he does say that the answer to cure his infliction is in the Time Rift. Aeon, no offense, but it's like telling someone they have cancer, not telling them how they got it, but don't worry, there's a cure here somewhere. I'm not gonna tell you where it is, cause that'd be too simple, but it's somewhere. And then the two start catfighting. Don't mess with me! He moves on to fight the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Those garments. Are you clergy?
That's no business of yours, beast.
Oh. Well, Cornell, it seems like you're gonna be in for a rough one. Ah, kill me. Cornell then asks Cypher if she's a part of the clergy, because, you know... Well, look at her. Desperate for a solution, Cornell asks Cypher if her holy arts can cure his curse of darkness. Cypher tells Cornell that his curse has been around since ancient times, and her prescription is death. You know, you could have just said I fucking hate you. Cornell wins, and upon doing so, he begins to question his life.
Why is it that you loathe us who teeter on the edge of nothing?
And...
What have we here? A little doggy who seems to have slipped his leash.
For crying out fucking loud, why do you show up as often as you do?
If you want a treat, you have to obey. So be a good doggy and play dead!
After never wanting to hear the word obey ever again, the next opponent he faces is dementia. The next opponent he faces is dementia. The next opponent he faces is dementia.
Truly? You swear it?
What would I gain with a lie?
A lot, actually. God, this is like destroying the cure for cancer because you believe in ulterior medicine. Hashtag Cornell is an anti-vaxxer. Cornell agrees because apparently him being in furry form for too long starts to turn him into a degenerate. Can I please just skip this one? Well, unfortunately for you, Cereza, I don't think you can skip this one. Besides, it's just Carmilla. I don't see the issue here. No, it's Carmilla, but it's not just Carmilla. It's the most sexually perverse Carmilla I've ever seen in my entire life. Okay, now I just think you're over-exaggerating it a bit. Oh, the great Soma Cruz does not believe me? Alright, then take a look for yourself then. Okay, fine, maybe I will.
Come.
Oh.
Play with me.
Oh. You're still doing it. Why do I still have to do it? Well, for starters, it'd be super weird if out of all the characters you chose to skip, it'd be one single character. And besides, remember that thing you did to me when you invited me into your room the other day? Yeah, I'm still not happy about it. Oh, you asshole. Don't worry. I'll get you back for this eventually. Yep, I'm sure you will.
Why not? You'll let me have my fun now, won't you?
Carmilla, please stop talking.
Don't worry. You'll come to enjoy this.
Oh, trust me, I will not be liking this anytime soon.
Creature of the night, you will not escape the grasp of my whip.
Believe me, Trevor, whatever you think the whip is gonna do to her, you're probably not gonna like the result. After succumbing Alucard to her fun and games, and after really not ever wanting to hear the word wet again,
P-word.
After that brutal bout, and a soft confirmation that Carmilla would practically fuck anything that has a fucking pulse, Carmilla moves on to fight her bestie, someone please call 911 right now, and Mr. Native. Carmilla appears in front of Cornell and calls him by his Xbox gamer tag, in which Cornell's attention is immediately grasped.
How long has it been since I abandoned that name?
Aeon loses due to the power of lacking foresight, and Carmilla is able to walk through the time gate.
An amusing toy until I broke it.
Okay, I'll admit that line was pretty funny. So anyway, Carmilla goes to the time gate, encounters the Time Reaper, fucks it to ever-living death, and returns time to back whence it was. But actually, now that I think about it, there is one thing I need to do.
So chat, listen to this story I have for you. So, I was sitting on my throne room one day, and then I was just waiting for that Belmont to come in. Eventually he did, and then he was starting this whole speech about how I'm a monster and how mankind needs a savior such as me. But then I look back at him. I throw my wine glass onto the floor and I say, "What is a man but a miserable pile of secrets?" I recall those days like they were yesterday. Oh, do I miss them though? Wait a minute. That's my fucking location!
However, one day he just finds himself in the time rift where he finds Jesus. And death comes out victorious, in which he goes on to fight other beings like... Oh, for the love of God, can you please leave me the fuck alone? However, what Cornell does not know is that Death doesn't give two shits anymore, and frankly just wants to see this fucking furry dead. And for some odd reason, Death sounds like a child who got robbed of the opportunity of getting a fucking iPad for Christmas from his mum. Just take a listen.
Why would I seek escape? This is what I want!
You believe you can defeat me?
You will learn to fear the power of the Undying.
Death then defeats Simon for pulling a Sigma male face during the conversation they just had. And... it's Mr. Kart! Again.
I come from 10,000 years hence.
Even your visage mocks me. Die.
You know, perhaps his visage is a mockery to you because it's literally fucking you! But now we can go through Dracula's story.
No.
As it's literally just a recounting of Dracula's basic history and how he became, well, Dracula. After defeating Aeon with something that I like to call Rugal syndrome, he moves on to fight a furry, a mummy, an atrocity, oh my.
It's you, insufferable little wretch.
Oh my god, Dracula, we can finally have something we agree on. Problem one, I probably wouldn't state that I would do a live abortion on, I don't know, a fucking 7 to 12-year-old. After that bloody bonanza, we move on to fight, oh fuck me. Dracula then proceeds to fight Bitch, the anti-bitch, and married to a bitch. But after Trevor swiftly defeated, with once again, Rugal syndrome, some of the comments of Carmilla that I'm always going to be scarred by. And then every time Cornels talks, I'm always thinking of Kingdom Hearts. Press the right trigger to jump, and if you press it again, you can use it to double jump. However, some characters cannot double jump. I'm looking at you, Golem. And in fact, watching golems is like watching Cell getting evaporated by a giant Kamehameha.
Oh, how cute! He named it. Oh shit!
As he finally takes shit seriously and chooses to do a Walter C. Dornays and fucking sends strings and daggers all over your ass. Then Maria... well, she's doing Maria things. Alright now. We can finally cover the main thing that I've been wanting to cover since this entire review started. The fucking characters. However, I think the short hair on Simon is... well, it's a bit, well, you know. Then we have Dracula, and... yeah, I don't like him very much. The reason being is that they chose to give him Sonic 06 syndrome and decided to add fucking barnacles to his nipples. And the last character we have to talk about is Aeon, and despite all the footage I've shown of you thus far and everything that I've shown you about Aeon, I genuinely love him. Also, this character says that he is 10,000 years from the future. There's only one game that takes place 10,000 years in the future. It's Kid Dracula! Moving on to the final stage, we have the torture chamber, which, I'll be looking forward for this to be installed in my castle sometime soon. If If you look at the merman, straight ripped from Curse of Darkness. If you look at the zombies, straight up ripped from Curse of Darkness again. If you look at the fucking Iron Gladiator, straight up ripped from Curse of Darkness. If you look at the Minotaur, literally the same boss from Curse of Darkness. If you look at the Time Reaper, for fucking out loud, it's Death from Curse of fucking Darkness. And the characters, for the most part, they aren't bad looking. Sure, some of them are outright just apocalypses on the eyes. Will I ever play Castlevania Judgement again? No, because I kind of signed an order from a friend that I would never play the game again. But... okay. When I open this door, Alucard will not be there. He's still fucking there!
Yo, Valentina. Did you get that thing you were looking for?
I do hope it's those Christmas decorations I keep hearing about. Seriously, this castle is very mute, and I think we need them. Also, because Matthew ate all of them. Figured, and please stay away from the door. You do not want to come any closer.
Oh please, you're probably being overdramatic like you usually do. Step away from the door.
No, Summer, please, this time I'm not being overdramatic. Please stay away from the damn door.
Alright, what do we got here? Ah, Soma. So this is where you went. I should have listened.
Oh please, what is the fuss about? Besides, I doubt it's of any danger to us. Come in, come in. My god, Yahim, you are such an idiot. You practically just let death into our damn house.
On the contrary, Valentine, I'm here for my own personal business, and that is to celebrate the holidays with you.
What?
Oh, I think I now know who was sending those Secret Santa letters. Besides, my father kicked me out of the castle and I need somewhere to stay momentarily before I can get back on my feet. So, the first person I thought of, surprisingly, was you.
Really? Me? Count Valentine, a vampire who has been sucking on human souls for nearly a millennia. That is the person you first thought of. Why couldn't you go to the Belmonts? I'm sure they're not doing anything busy.
You know, I thought so too until I actually went to the Belmont home. Currently they're busy with their own affairs, something that I cannot deal with. So, the only other option was you or Carmilla.
Ugh. Okay, you made your point. However, I can't simply accept you. We aren't in my castle anymore. In fact, now that I think about it, how did you get to Walter's castle? There's the whole internal forest thing, and I'm pretty sure you probably got lost on the way here.
I had a tracker installed in Soma in case of events like this, where he would turn evil and choose to abandon society. And in this case, it seems to have been useful for once.
Oh, that wretch! I should have known there was something in that fucking code of his. Not to be a bother or anything, but isn't it rude to not sit our guests at the table? After all, it is Christmas, and I'm sure we have a feast planned out. Right? Yes, we do, Yahim. We do indeed have food and other amenities. However, I was hoping that we'd wait for Walter because he is not here at the moment.
Wait, are we talking about the same Walter who was used for the Crimson Stone that now my father possesses?
Yes, that Walter. If you ask me, those two have been going quite buddy-buddy. And I'll relay this to you, my fellow vampire.
I am a Dhampir.
Same difference. I think that those two are actually a couple. Can't you really believe it? Now. Let's put away all the rumors and just sit at the fucking table. I'll make sure to get Soma from outside as he's practically, well, on fire as we speak.
No, if I hadn't been set on fire, thanks a lot,
I probably would have thought that you had all this food taken from some random restaurant and brought over here. And I will say this, the food is very delectable. All of it has different flavors that just combine together into one magical mush. And the wine is too good to be true.
Probably above compliments, but I will say that the food was tasty.
Oh, thank you everyone. I'd like to thank the fact that I had the time and patience to make these meals, all due to impart with the natural ingredients of human flesh. I'm kidding.
You know, at this point, I don't think there's practically anything that can ruin this Christmas dinner.
Alright, I'm finally back with the groceries. You should have been there, it was absolutely heck.
Oh, hi, Walter?
Oh my fucking god.
Oh, you guys are still here. I wasn't expecting you guys to still be here by the end of this, but thank you for joining me again. Walter is still parading around the castle, and I have been able to hide in the ventilation system. He hasn't found me yet, but I have a great fear that he will eventually. Especially when Matthew's a fucking snitch. But, if you did like the video, make sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. As, like I said before, I'm really hoping we can reach new milestones within this new year. And I want to thank everyone for hopping on the Cherryful chariot train in 2023. And may 2024 be a blessed year. I'm Sir the Valentine, and have a cheerful year.
I found you!
Oh fuck, fuck, fuck!
Demonic Mojito!